They met once, as strangers on a train. No names, no promises, just one moment that refused to fade. Years later, same train, same seat, and the same person sitting beside him again. Coincidence? Or something far deeper? Waiting to finish what never began. But just when recognition sparks, the train stops in the middle of nowhere. A storm rises. Strangers appear outside, watching, waiting, and something about this moment feels planned. What happened that day? And why did life bring them back to the exact same place? Stay with me, because this is not just a love story. It is a story about destiny, about second chances, and the one moment that can change everything forever. Before we dive into the incredible story, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you never miss our powerful, life-changing content. Thank you for listening to this heartfelt story. If it moved you, share it, comments below, and let someone know you are never alone. They met as strangers on a train, and years later, destiny made them sit beside each other again. No longer strangers, but exactly where they belonged. The train shuddered beneath me, iron grinding against iron, a sound that settled deep in my chest. Cold air slipped through the cracked window, carrying dust, and the faint scent of rain that never came. I remember that day, years ago, a worn seat, a stranger beside me. You held your hands together, as if holding yourself from falling apart, eyes fixed on something far beyond the glass. I said nothing, yet everything inside me listened. The rhythm of the tracks, steady, relentless, felt like a heartbeat I borrowed from you. Then the train lurched, sharp, sudden, and your shoulder brushed mine. Jolt, not pain, something deeper. You inhaled, quick, startled, as if the world had shifted an inch too far. Outside, the frontier stretched wide, endless fields, wind bending the tall grass into quiet surrender. Inside, silence grew heavier. Years passed like distant stations, names forgotten, faces blurred by time, until today, the same train, the same restless sky. And then, you sat beside me again. No warning, no gentle easing into memory, only the shock, raw, electric, as recognition bloomed all at once. Your hands, older now, still searching for something to hold. Felt it, your pain, your quiet endurance, your unspoken stories pressed into every breath. The train slowed, wheels screaming softly, like a wound reopening. You turn, eyes meeting mine, and in that fragile, suspended second, everything we lost, everything we carried alone, stood between us, waiting to be shared, waiting to be forgiven, waiting to be loved again. The world tilted, not with fear, but with the unbearable tenderness of finding home in the one place that once slipped away. And I reached, slow, certain, feeling the weight of years and the fragile hope of now. Your fingers trembled against mine, warm, real, as the train began to move again, pulling us forward into something neither of us fully understood, yet both of us finally ready to face. Together, the motion steadied, a low hum beneath our feet, like a promise learning how to breathe again. Your fingers remained in mine, uncertain at first, then holding with a quiet strength that spoke of survival. I felt the roughness of your skin, small stories etched into every line, years of work, of falling and rising without witness. The light shifted across your face, soft gold through dusty glass, revealing the tired grace in your eyes. I swallowed, my throat tight with something unnamed. I remember, I said, barely more than breath. Your lips parted, a flicker of disbelief, then something warmer, recognition settling like sunlight after a storm. The train curved along the frontier, wide land stretching endlessly, as if the world itself made space for this moment. A sudden jolt, sharp, violent, the carriage rattled hard, metal clashing in a brief chaos. My shoulder struck yours again, stronger this time. A shock that echoed through bone and memory. Your grip tightened instantly. Not fear, reflex, as if losing me again, remained the only thing your body refused to allow. Outside, the sky darkened, clouds gathering with quiet urgency. Inside, everything felt closer, warmer, more fragile. You exhaled slowly, your forehead lowering just slightly, until it nearly touched mine. The space between us, so small now, carried years of absence, questions left unasked. I searched, you whispered, voice unsteady, like truth breaking free after too long. The words struck deep, a sudden pressure in my chest, sharp, overwhelming, not pain, the weight of being seen. After believing I had vanished from your world, my breath faltered, the train roared louder, as if urging something forward. Rain began to strike the window, soft at first, then insistent, each drop a quiet echo of everything we endured apart. I leaned closer, drawn without thought, feeling the warmth of you, the reality of this impossible return. Your hand shifted, fingers threading fully with mine now, certain, choosing, and in that fragile, trembling closeness, with the storm rising outside, and something even greater rising within, felt it, the past pressing forward, the future pulling near, and the unbearable beautiful tension of a moment that could change everything. As your voice came again, closer this time, carrying something deeper, something that had waited far too long. I never stopped. Your voice broke, not from weakness, but from the weight of holding too much for too long. The train plunged through a stretch of darkness, a tunnel swallowing the light whole. For a moment, nothing existed. No sky, no distance, only breath, and the warmth of your hand in mine. My heart pounded, loud, uneven, as if it feared losing this again. I never stopped looking, you finished, softer now, as the train burst back into light. The world returned in a rush. Fields, wind, rain trailing across the glass. But something had changed. Inside me. Inside you. I turned fully toward you, knees brushing. Our closeness no longer an accident. Your eyes searched mine, careful, as if afraid the truth might still disappear. I thought I imagined you, I said, my voice trembling despite the calm I tried to hold. Some days felt easier, believing that kind of connection could not be real. A faint, aching smile touched your lips. I carried it, you said, your thumb brushing slowly against my hand. A small grounding motion, through every hard season, through every empty place. The train rocked again, not violent this time, but deep rolling, like the land itself shifting beneath us. Outside, the storm thickened, rain racing in wild patterns, blurring the horizon into something uncertain. Inside, clarity grew, a strange contrast, the world unraveling beyond the glass, while something fragile knit itself together within reach. Your shoulder leaned into mine now. No hesitation, the contact steady, intentional. I felt your breath, warm against the edge of my cheek. And then, sudden halt. The brakes screamed, sharp piercing sound. Bodies lurched forward. My hand tightened around yours instinctively. A flicker of alarm, quick, sharp, the kind that pulls everything into focus. Passengers murmured. Uneasy. I shifting toward the windows. The train stood still. In the middle of nowhere. Rain fell harder now, pounding relentless. The vast frontier stretched out, empty, untamed, holding secrets in every shadow. You straightened slightly, your expression shifting, not fear, awareness, as if something beyond this moment called to you, or warned you. My pulse quickened, not from the stop itself, but from the feeling, deep, unexplainable, that this pause, this sudden interruption, meant more than chance. Your grip on my hand remained firm, grounding, anchoring. As you turned toward the window, eyes narrowing just enough to search the storm, and then, quietly, almost too quietly to believe, you whispered, "Something feels different." Your words lingered, yet heavy enough to shift the air between us. I followed your gaze, pressing closer to the cold glass. Rain blurred everything. The land dissolved into streaks of gray, wind bending the distant grass into restless waves. Shape, barely there at first. A darker shadow within the storm. My breath caught. The stillness outside felt wrong. Too complete, too watchful. The train gave a low, uneasy creak. Metal settling like it carried its own memory of danger. Passengers whispered behind us. Voices tight, uncertain. I felt it again. That deep pull in my chest. Not fear alone. Recognition. As if this moment, this place, waited for us long before we arrived. You shifted closer, your arm brushing mine, grounding me. "I know this feeling," you murmured. "More to yourself than to me." Your fingers tightened slightly, as if bracing for something unseen. The shape outside moved, just enough. A slow, deliberate motion. My pulse surged. The rain thickened, striking harder, louder, until it drowned every smaller sound. And then, sudden knock, sharp blows, right against the side of the carriage. Gasps rose around us. Someone stood abruptly. The tension snapped tight, like a wire pulled to its limit. My heart hammered. You turned instantly, your body angling between me and the window. Protective, instinctive. Another knock, stronger this time, echoing through metal and bone. I felt the tremor run through you. Yet your hand never left mine, never loosened. Outside, the shadow drew nearer, form taking shape through sheets of rain. Person, or something like one, standing too still, too silent. The conductor's voice crackled faintly somewhere down the car, strained, uncertain. No clear answer, no reassurance, only the storm, and that presence waiting just beyond the glass. I swallowed, my throat dry despite the damp air. This is not random," I whispered. "'Cause it could not be. Not here. Not now. Not with you beside me again after all these years." Your head tilted slightly, eyes never leaving the figure. "I think," you said slowly, each word measured, heavy with meaning. "This is where something was meant to begin, or where something unfinished finally found us." A chill moved through me, not cold, but awareness sharpening into something undeniable. The train remained still. The world held its breath. And as the figure lifted a hand, slowly, toward the glass, I felt your grip tighten once more, as if whatever waited outside had already stepped into our story long before this moment, and refused to let us turn away now. The hand hovered, just inches from the glass. Rain slid over it, distorting its shape, yet the intention felt unmistakable. Quiet request, or a warning. My breath came shallow, fogging the window between us and that waiting presence. You did not move away. Your shoulder pressed firmly against mine, steady, unwavering. "Look closer," you whispered. Your voice carried calm that did not match the tension in the air. I leaned in, heart pounding. The world narrowed to that single point of contact, skin against glass, water tracing every line. And then, the smallest shift. The figure's head lifted, just enough for the face to emerge from shadow. My chest tightened sharply, not from fear alone, but from the sudden, piercing familiarity. Something in the eyes, something in the stillness, a reflection of quiet endurance, of journeys carried alone. The train lights flickered, once, twice. The carriage dimmed, casting everything in a fragile, trembling glow. Gasps rose again behind us, but they felt distant now, muted, because in this moment, only you and I, and the presence outside, seemed to exist. Your fingers moved slightly, interlacing deeper with mine, as if drawing strength, or offering it. "I have seen that look," you said softly. Not to me, not fully, as though speaking to a memory that had just stepped into the present. The figure's hand lowered slowly, but the gaze remained, fixed, unyielding. And then, second movement, from farther down the train, another shape, emerging through the rain. Then another. My pulse surged again. Not chaos, not attack, but something more unsettling. People, silent, drawn here, standing in the storm, as if waiting for the same moment, the same train, the same pause in time. I felt a sudden pressure in my chest, a realization forming too quickly, too sharply to ignore. "This place," I breathed, my voice barely steady. "It is gathering something." The words hung between us, heavy, unavoidable. You turned to me then, fully, your eyes no longer searching, but certain, as if the meaning had already found you. "And we are part of it," you said. No fear, only truth. Outside, the figures stood unmoving, rain falling harder around them, like the world tried to wash the moment away, and failed. Inside, the train remained frozen, suspended, between past and forward, between who we were, and who we were about to become. Your hand tightened once more, quiet anchor, as the lights flickered again, longer this time, darker, and somewhere beneath the sound of rain, beneath the restless breath of the waiting crowd outside, a low vibration began to rise through the tracks, deep, growing, as if something far beyond sight was finally beginning to arrive. The vibration deepened, rolling beneath us, like a distant thunder that lived inside the earth. It traveled through the floor, up through my feet, into my chest. Second heartbeat, stronger, older. The glass trembled faintly. Rain shivered across it, each drop breaking its path. Outside, the figures remained still, yet something in them had changed. Quiet attention, as if they felt it too, as if they had been waiting for this exact moment. Your hand held mine tighter now. No hesitation left, only presence, only choice. I turned to you, searching your face, and there it was, not fear, not confusion, but a steady understanding, settling into your expression. "We felt this before," you said, your voice low, certain. The words struck something buried deep within me, a memory without shape, a moment never fully lived. The first train, years ago, that same uneasy stillness, that same pull. I inhaled sharply, the realization rushing in. "We missed something," I whispered. Not regret, not blame, just truth finding its place. Outside, one of the figures stepped forward, low, deliberate, boot meeting soaked earth with a soft, final sound. Then another followed, and another, not toward the train, but along it, moving in parallel, like witnesses, like guardians of something unseen. The low vibration grew stronger, hum now, resonating through metal and bone. The lights dimmed again, this time holding in that half-light, where everything felt suspended between real and unreal. Your forehead brushed mine, a brief contact, grounding, warm. "I searched everywhere," you murmured, your breath steady despite the rising tension. "And somehow it led back here." I closed my eyes for a fraction of a second, feeling it, all of it, years, the distance, the quiet resilience that carried us forward. Not alone, never truly alone. The train gave a sudden, heavy shift. Not forward, not back, but something deeper, as if it settled into place, as if it arrived. The hum peaked, then steadied, a constant presence beneath everything. Outside, the figures stopped moving, all at once, turning, not toward the train, but toward the horizon, as if something beyond us had claimed their attention. The storm began to ease, not fading, but softening, like a breath slowly released. I opened my eyes. Your gaze met mine instantly, clear, certain. And in that suspended, fragile second, I understood something without words. This moment, this place, this impossible return, had never been chance. Your thumb moved gently across my hand, small motion, full of quiet promise, as the train gave the faintest tremor again, like it was preparing, like it was choosing, and somewhere ahead, beyond the fading curtain of rain, something waited, not hidden anymore, but just beginning to reveal itself, pulling us forward, into a truth neither of us could yet name, but both of us could already feel, drawing closer with every breath, with every heartbeat, with every inch of track that was about to carry us deeper into whatever this moment had awakened. The vibration deepened, rolling beneath us, like a distant thunder that lived inside the earth. It traveled through the floor, up through my feet, into my chest. Second heartbeat, stronger, older. The glass trembled faintly. Rain shivered across it, each drop breaking its path. Outside, the figures remained still, yet something in them had changed. Quiet attention, as if they felt it too, as if they had been waiting for this exact moment. Your hand held mine tighter now. No hesitation left, only presence, only choice. I turned to you, searching your face, and there it was, not fear, not confusion, but a steady understanding, settling into your expression. We felt this before, you said, your voice low, certain. The words struck something buried deep within me, a memory without shape, a moment never fully lived. The first train, years ago. That same uneasy stillness, that same pull. I inhaled sharply, the realization rushing in. We missed something, I whispered. Not regret, not blame, just truth finding its place. Outside, one of the figures stepped forward. Low, deliberate, boot meeting soaked earth with a soft, final sound. Then another followed, and another, not toward the train, but along it, moving in parallel, like witnesses, like guardians of something unseen. The low vibration grew stronger, hum now, resonating through metal and bone. The lights dimmed again, this time holding in that half-light, where everything felt suspended between real and unreal. Your forehead brushed mine, a brief contact, grounding, warm. I searched everywhere, you murmured. Your breath steady despite the rising tension. And somehow it led back here. I closed my eyes for a fraction of a second, feeling it, all of it, years, the distance, the quiet resilience that carried us forward. Not alone, never truly alone. The train gave a sudden, heavy shift. Not forward, not back, but something deeper, as if it settled into place, as if it arrived. The hum peaked, then steadied, a constant presence beneath everything. Outside, the figures stopped moving, all at once, turning, not toward the train, but toward the horizon, as if something beyond us had claimed their attention. The storm began to ease, not fading, but softening, like a breath slowly released. I opened my eyes. Your gaze met mine instantly, clear, certain. And in that suspended, fragile second, I understood something without words. This moment, this place, this impossible return, had never been chance. Your thumb moved gently across my hand, small motion, full of quiet promise, as the train gave the faintest tremor again, like it was preparing, like it was choosing, and somewhere ahead, beyond the fading curtain of rain, something waited, not hidden anymore, but just beginning to reveal itself, pulling us forward, into a truth neither of us could yet name, but both of us could already feel, drawing closer with every breath, with every heartbeat, with every inch of track that was about to carry us deeper into whatever this moment had awakened. The tremor softened, settling into a steady rhythm. The train moved again, slow at first, then certain, as if it had made its choice. Outside, the figures faded into the distance, not vanishing, but releasing us. The storm thinned, clouds breaking open, to a quiet golden light. I exhaled, a breath I felt I had been holding for years. Your hand remained in mine, warm, real, no longer uncertain, no longer searching. I understand now, I whispered. Not about the figures, not about the strange pause between moments, but about us, about the way life circles back, not to repeat pain, but to offer healing. You smiled, soft, tired, and deeply certain. We were never lost, you said, only learning how to find each other again. The words settled gently inside me, like truth finally finding its place. The train carried us forward, past open fields washed clean by rain, past the place where something once felt unfinished, felt whole. I rested my head lightly against your shoulder. No rush, no fear, only presence, only now. And in that quiet movement forward, I understood something simple and deeply human, that love, does not disappear with time, or distance, or silence. Wait, endures. It grows quietly through hardship. And when two hearts remain open, when kindness survives even the hardest seasons, life has a way of bringing them back together, not as they were, but as they are meant to be. Stronger, wiser, gentler. The tracks stretched endlessly ahead, not frightening, not uncertain, but full of possibility. And as the light filled the carriage, touching everything with quiet warmth, I closed my eyes for a moment, holding your hand, feeling the steady rhythm beneath us, and knowing that sometimes the most beautiful destinations are not places we reach, but people we return to, again and again, until we finally understand how to stay.